Let's suppose we have a confidence interval. In this case, we've got a 95% confidence interval from 140 to 160. What does the confidence interval tell us? It tells us a great estimate for what we would see if we could get an entire group of individuals we're interested in. So perhaps this is used to represent human adult weight. And we want to know what is the average or mean human adult weight for all human beings on planet Earth. Well, if that's the case, what we could do with this little range or window of values is say, with 95% confidence, the mean weight of all humans is between 140 and 160 pounds. And we need to be careful. All humans, or are we saying all human adults? You really need to be very careful about what is being estimated. What does this tell us? Well, if we had all the adults in the world, all human adults, and we were able to calculate their mean, we anticipate that it's very reasonable or plausible that that number would be probably between 140 and 160 somewhere. Not guaranteed, just most likely. Now, this is a great way of getting an estimate for that kind of number without actually having to go and get every human adult, weigh them, and then calculate the mean. We can get a small group and then create a confidence interval and use that as an estimate for what we would expect to see in the entire group of individuals in the population. Now, in StatKey, let me just show you real quick kind of how to interpret this and just a few things that are interesting here of how these work. So in StatKey, if we go to the single mean one, we've got a bunch of different things here, and we can pick anything we want. We'll stick with the Mustang price and generate, let's see, we'll generate like 3,000 samples and click on two-tail. What this does is down at the bottom, it creates a lower bound number and an upper bound number for a confidence interval. This is defaulted at a 95% confidence level. How would we interpret this? Question is, what are we measuring? We are measuring the price of a Mustang. So we're probably talking about the mean price. What do these numbers help us get? An interval or range of values for which we think the mean of all Mustangs probably would fall into. So interpreting this, the mean price with 95% confidence, the mean price for all Mustangs is between $12,000 and $20,000. So you can do this with any of these. It's just a simple, with a certain amount of confidence, the thing we're interested in, the mean, the proportion, whatever it is between these two numbers. One question is, what happens if we change the confidence level? Well, let's see. Here we're between 12 and 20. If we change confidence and we increase it, let's go to 0.99, 99% confidence. What does it do? Well, this was 12 and the other was 20, so now this has gone further. In other words, our range of values has gotten wider. We've made a wider confidence interval. So increasing the confidence level increases the width and makes the width of our confidence interval wider. The question is, what's better, narrow or wide confidence intervals? And the answer is fairly simple. If our confidence interval with human weight had said instead of 140 to 160, what if it had said 0 to 500 pounds? With 95% confidence, the mean weight of all humans is between 0 and 500 pounds. That's not very useful. That's probably true, but not useful. It's too wide. We like a narrower range. 140 to 160 keeps us in a very tight window for which we would expect the mean to be in. So in general, we like narrow confidence intervals, but we can't always get them. So this is just some notes, general notes about confidence intervals. We like very narrow confidence intervals. We like high confidence levels The higher the level, the more confidence there is in that interval being a plausible range. And the problem is, what we just saw is this. As we increase the confidence level, we widen the confidence interval. So somehow it's counterproductive to do a higher level of confidence and still keep it and maintain a very narrow window of ranges for the confidence interval. So the question is, how do you increase the confidence level without widening the confidence interval? Is there a way to get a narrow confidence interval and still have high confidence? And the answer is yes. The best thing to do is simply increase your sample size. Why? Because that will narrow the confidence interval window itself. And you can still maintain a very high level of confidence. If we pop back real quick to the Mustang one, over here, the original sample only had 25 Mustangs in it. That's all the prices that were here. If we could have more Mustangs and go up to 50 or 100 or something like that, what would happen? We could get a much narrower range down here and still maintain a very high level of confidence in the end. Hope this helps you kind of understand the idea of the confidence intervals. Try to post a few more later. The difference of two means and difference of proportions are tricky, so we'll try to talk about those in a separate video. Have a good one and take care. Bye-bye.